The delegate from Shenandoah, Delegate Gilbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, fellow members, we are coming off a very contentious election season, that is to be sure. But although that was very recently the case, I am encouraged to have heard the word bipartisan as many times from as many people in as many corners as I have in the last few days. Especially with the partisan divide as sharp and deep as it is in this nation, perhaps as big as it has ever been. I believe we are at a crossroads in this nation. And at this pivotal moment, I think that we in Virginia can be a shining example to the rest of the nation on how to find common ground. I credit you, Mr. Speaker, with setting the tone in your remarks on Wednesday after your election. I thank you for that, and this body thanks you for that. To that end, Mr. Speaker, the House Republicans have set out and are going to continue to set out our agenda for practical solutions to the everyday issues that are faced by our constituents. There are several bills already filed in this regard and more coming. But I hope at the end of the day, the members of this body are prioritizing things that have a real impact on our citizens, how to have more money in their paycheck at the end of the week, how to equip our young people with the skills to begin living out their dreams, making our communities safer and healthier. Mr. Speaker, the first of these bills are in the area of education, pieces of legislation that protect student privacy, that address our growing teacher shortage, and that ensure that students are getting the credit they deserve in dual enrollment classes that they take in high school for college credit. These practical solutions and many others should all be passed with bipartisan support. But our proposed solutions do not stop there. This session, House Republicans will also strive to address the opioid crisis that is devastating our communities, to further care for our veterans. And again, as I said the other day, we have done great things in this Commonwealth to make Virginia the most veteran-friendly state in the nation, and we should continue to do that. And finally, to make higher education more affordable for all people. Mr. Speaker, these are among the issues that we, as the Republican caucus, will continue to roll out throughout this session. These are not controversial issues. Indeed, no matter the amount of inevitable partisan bickering that we will have here, that will happen. Because we have very clear differences of worldview, the way we see the world, the way we think the world works and should work. These are things we cannot change. But there are innumerable areas where that conflict in worldview should not and cannot enter in to trying to find common ground. I hope we can all look back on this session and say that despite these differences, that we were able to find common ground wherever we could, that we were able to find solutions to those everyday problems that our constituents face, and make the Commonwealth of Virginia a better place. And the House Republican caucus looks forward to working with our colleagues in doing just that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.